California Dream for All program is back for a second round. This time it's a little bit different. The rules have changed. In today's video, I'm going to go over the frequently asked questions, and I'm just going to go through that list. I'm going to talk to you about the good, the bad, the ugly, give you my personal opinion as a mortgage broker who's worked with people with all kinds of different down payment assistance programs, state-funded programs. So I'm going to tell you the truth about why this may or may not be the program for you. Stay tuned. I'm getting into California Dream for All, bunch of frequently asked questions, bunch of misconceptions, some things that you got to know. So stay tuned. All right. If you like straightforward mortgage advice, you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Share this with a friend if you think it might be helpful. Let me jump straight into today's video, California Dream for All. If you want to connect me and my team on this or any other program, greatmortgagebroker.com. Not only are we licensed in California, we're licensed all over the country, in 48 states to be exact. Greatmortgagebroker.com. All right, end commercial. Let's talk California Dream for All. It is April of 2024. Application season has opened for this for the second round. The first round, which they did in 2023, all of the funds were dispersed. All of them were earmarked for buyers within something like 8 or 9 days. So it ran out quick. They came back with a second round of funding. They said, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to cap the loan amount. We're going to have new requirements. We got to be a first generation home buyer. So hopefully this round goes a little bit slower. And I'll tell you, from a strictly interest perspective and how many phone calls we're getting and how much I'm hearing buzz around it, I'd have to say like a lot less buzz this time around, which is probably a good thing for those of you who are looking to get into this program. You're not going to be competing against as many folks, but it will be a lottery. And so that's one of the common questions you need to know. You do have to get yourself pre-approved with a loan officer who's connected with CalHFA. That pre-approval in your application is turned into CalHFA by the end of April, so you can enter into the lottery. Then in May, you're going to find out whether or not you have a spot, a reservation, and from there, you're going to have to go out and find a house. So let's jump into the Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program from CalHFA. Frequently asked questions. What is the Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan? It's a shared appreciation loan program that provides loans for down payment to qualified home buyers. Upon sale or transfer, the home buyer repays that original down payment loan. You know, they borrowed $100,000 for the down payment, plus a share of the appreciation in the value of the home. So keep in mind, it's not like here's the down payment assistance program where you pay back the $100,000 you borrowed. California in this, California Dream for All program actually shares in the upside. They get some of the appreciation. So what's the maximum loan amount for the shared appreciation loan? This is new. It wasn't like this last time. The max is up to $150,000 or 20% of the sales price or appraised value. So with that caveat being on, you can't buy a $1 million home and expect to get the full 20%. $200,000 towards down payment because they've capped it at $150,000. So up to $150,000 or 20%, whichever is less. Do all borrowers have to be first generation home buyers? Remember, one has to, but not all. So one borrower has to meet the definition of first generation home buyer, meaning parents didn't have ownership or don't have ownership in a home. Minimum combined loan to value. This combined loan to value must be between 95% and 105%. Do all borrowers have to be current California residents? Nope. Only one has to be a current California resident. What are the income limits for this? Because there are income limits. They're very, generous with how much you can make. But you can make plenty and still qualify for this program based on your income too. You'll see later when I share it, there's going to be a difference in how much of that shared appreciation you have to pay back. So let me pop over real quick. California Dream for All income limits here, and I'll show you how generous they are. Sacramento, 180,000. Some of these higher cost counties like San Francisco, you can make up to 277,000. I think on the low end, if you're in Fresno, Glenn County, 132,000. So anywhere between 132 and 277, depending on county. This full list is available if you go to calhfa.org, whatever the website is. I'll leave it in the comments and I'll pin it so that everybody has it. But there's the income limits there. And then later I'll show you how that 80% area median income comes into play for the appreciation repayment. Are borrowers required to make monthly payments on the shared appreciation loan? No. So it's a silent second. In the scenario where you're buying for 500, you get the full 20% from CalHFA, $100,000 down payment. No payments are due on that loan, but keep in mind you're going to pay back that 100,000 plus 20% of the appreciation. Are you allowed to make payments on the shared appreciation loan? You know, you want to pay it down. Yes, they're applied to the principal balance only and do not affect the shared appreciation portion. However, paying off the principal balance in full will trigger the repayment of the shared appreciation portion. Does that answer the question? Does CalHFA allow borrowers to make payments on the shared appreciation? Yes. They're applied to the principal balance only and do not affect the shared appreciation portion. Oh, so yeah, you could pay it down, but you're still paying them their shared appreciation. I think that's what that says. Like, you're not going to lower how much they share in the appreciation by paying it down, although you can pay it down. And so here's a couple scenarios. Like I talked about, you get a shared appreciation loan for $100,000 on a $500,000 purchase. So they're putting 20% towards it. You're going to pay back that original $100,000 plus 20% of the appreciation. So in this scenario, the home's worth $700,000 when you sell. So there's $200,000 in appreciation. 20% of that, or $40,000, is due back to CalHFA. That's their shared appreciation portion, plus the $100,000 you borrowed. So you pay them back $140,000. Now, somewhere in here, it'll show you if you're below 80% of the AMI. I think this is it right here. I want to keep this simple for people because this can get really convoluted. If you're above 80% area median income, you pay back the full 20%. If you're below it, they've got a 0.75 factor. So they're going to take that $200,000 in appreciation. They're going to multiply that by 20% to get 40. And then they're going to have a 0.75 factor, meaning you only pay back 75 cents on the dollar of that appreciation. What you could do if you wanted to get fancy is say you only pay them back 15% instead of 20. But there's this 0.75 factor. Not everyone's going to take 20%. So you can use this, but in this case, you can see that that works. Like 15% of the $200,000 is 30,000. That's what you pay back. Anyhow, math, bunch of it. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just know that if you make less than 80% of AMI, you're going to pay back less. Does the shared appreciation loan need to be combined with a CalHFA first mortgage? Yes. You can't go get a separate first mortgage and then get this, shared appreciation loan from CalHFA. You got to use their first mortgage with it. What CalHFA first mortgage loans are eligible with the Dream for All? It may only be combined with the Dream for All conventional loan. So Dream for All conventional first loan, good news is they're good terms, right? Can I combine other assistance programs like My Home? No. Can other non-CalHFA down payment assistance programs be used with the shared appreciation loans? Yes. Loans that meet Fannie Mae Community Second Guidelines and are subordinate to the shared appreciation loan may be combined. Not sure what they mean there. Does my borrower need to be a first-time home buyer? Yes, they've all got to be first-time home buyers. Remember, one of them's got to be a first-generation home buyer. Who can originate the shared appreciation loan? Lenders must be approved by CalHFA. We're approved. If you want to connect me and my team, Mitch Guidry is your guy. GreatMortgageBroker.com. Fill out the form. Tell us you're looking for Dream for All program. We'll connect you with Mitch Guidry and get you off and rolling. If you know what I might do, I might put Mitch's contact information below. And, you can always email matt@mtmg.com and I can connect you with Mitch. But either way, you know where to find us. We're not hard to find. What areas of California are eligible for CalHFA financing? Anywhere within the state of California. Interesting fact here. I heard this recently, and I'm pretty sure it's true. Last time Sacramento got like 11% of the total funds, round one of California Dream for All. I think they're going to limit it by county. Not one county is going to be able to have, a portion that's bigger than, the direct proportion of the state. Meaning, if Sacramento makes up 5% of the population of California, 5% of these funds are going to go to Sacramento. If Los Angeles County makes up 9%, or I'm just making up numbers, right? But then they're going to get 9% of the funds, stuff like that, to make it more fair and equitable. That's what I heard. Is homebuyer education required on CalHFA programs? Yes. My loan was locked before the Dream for All program was released. Can I now switch this program? Nope. If you're locked, we cannot switch. Can the shared appreciation loan be used for down payment and closing costs? Yes, you can use it for both. Can the shared appreciation loan be used to pay off borrower debt? Nope. Can the borrower receive cash back? Nope. When is the shared appreciation loan due and payable? Transfer of title, sale of the property, payoff of the first loan. This is important, and this is probably a good segue into the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you've made it this far, I'm going to give you my raw, unfiltered opinion. One of the big cons for this program, and any down payment assistance program for that matter, is that very thing is like, when is this loan due? When is it got to be paid off? When you're trying to refinance, which would be the payoff of this first loan. Now, let's play forward a scenario. You get into this loan, you've got a 7% or a 7.25%, and mid 2025 or late 25 or early 26, whenever the time is, all your friends who bought around the same time you are that used an FHA loan or they used a 5% down conventional, they're refinancing, lowering their payment, lowering their rate to 5.5%. If you're in a position where between the shared equity loan, what you owe California for their share of the appreciation and all that, if you can't refinance out of that loan to save yourself hundreds of dollars on that mortgage, that is definitely a con. And I can give you example after example of conversations from 2020 and 2021 where people were quote unquote stuck in a loan because between a second and a third and a down payment assistance and a zip and a this, they owed 103% when they closed their loan. Sure, they were only out of pocket $3,200 or $4,100. Great, feels pretty good. When you're stuck and you can't refinance and all your friends are lowering their mortgage by $500 a month and you can't, that sucks, right? That's a con. Another thing is that, some people are going to differ on their opinion here. And I'm just going to give you mine. Sharing in the upside on a piece of real estate, in my opinion, is not something that I would personally want to do. If you buy a piece of real estate, one of the big positives of owning California real estate is it appreciates over time. And whether that is 4% or 6% or whatever percent it is, you get to take advantage of and reap the rewards of that, let's call it 6% appreciation on the whole value of the house. Example, $500,000 house. 6% appreciation means that it's going to be worth $30,000 more next year than it was this year. Now that's a 6% appreciation example. Returns aren't guaranteed. This is like a disclaimer, right? But whether you put 3% down, 5% down, 50% down, or bought the whole thing cash, that $30,000 in increase in equity in a $500,000 home that sees 6% appreciation is the same no matter how much you put down. So if you put down 5%, meaning you only put down $25,000, but you saw a $30,000 increase in a year, that's over 100% return. That's pretty dang good. And it's not going to be like that every year. But let's just say you buy something for 500 and after a decade, it's worth 750, 250,000 in equity. That's yours as the homeowner. It's one of the greatest things for building wealth. And one of the reasons why homeowners have such a higher net worth than renters because of the appreciation of a primary residence. Now, you're going to share that with the state if you use one of these programs. So at the risk of this going way longer than I expected, I'm going to wrap up here. This program might be good for some. It won't be perfect for all. So the thing you need to do as a consumer is look at your options. Talk to a loan originator that can give you examples, that can pre-approve you and show you different programs. Maybe it's the California Dream for All. Maybe it's EPM's Empower down payment assistance. Maybe it's 3% down conventional. Maybe 3.5% down FHA makes the most sense for you. Instead of having your own down payment and saving for another 18 months, maybe there's some gift funds. Maybe you can get 12,000 in gift funds from a parent. Maybe instead of bringing 24,500 cash to close between down payment and closing costs, maybe you negotiate with the sellers. They're going to pay for part of the closing costs. So now you only have to bring 15,000 down. And maybe of that 15, 12,000 is a gift. Whatever it is, you need to work with somebody who can give you game plan, who can give you examples and options. And then you figure out, based on your situation and where you're at and what resources you have, what the best path is for you. It's not the same for everybody, right? Hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you want to connect me and my team, go to greatmortgagebroker.com. We're more than happy to help. Email matt@mtmg.com if you want me to connect you with Mitch on the California Dream for All program. We're taking applications for that, but it's not the only program out there. So if that program goes away and this video still lives in the YouTube universe, connect with us at greatmortgagebroker.com. We're happy to help whatever program is available then, now, or in the future. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.